which is that we finally know Sony has revealed that Australian pricing for their revamped PlayStation Plus service. And what do we think about it? I think we'll just stick to the yearly prices because I don't think we ever subscribe month to month for PlayStation Plus. So
I did, but yeah.
I mean, if we were disseminating information, then I would probably talk about all the pricing.
Maybe let's just go through it.
Someone's looking
Some
it
people
up.
do. Some people
all
do.
right, I'll do it in a simple way.
Yeah,
so tier 1 in Australia, so this is different than overseas, but in Australia, because we don't have the cloud gaming element, so we miss out on PS3. So first tier is PS Plus Essential, which is the existing service, 2 free PS4 games, 1 free PS5 game and game discounts. For 1 month, it's $12. For 3 months, it's $34. And for 12 months, it's $80. That's the standard pricing
The standard
that it is
existing
now.
price. Yeah.
Tier 2, PlayStation Plus Extra. So it's all the previous benefits plus 400 downloadable PS4 and PS5 games with the titles yet to be revealed. For 1 month, it's $19. For 3 months, $55. And for 12 months, it's $135. And PS Plus Deluxe. So that's different to PS Plus. What's the other title? I can't remember. It's not Deluxe. Premium or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, so for
Titanium.
Australia, it's called Deluxe. And it is
Platinum.
all the previous benefits of those 2 tiers, plus hundreds of PS1, PS2, and PSP classics that can be downloaded. We do not have PS3 games because they are all on the cloud and it's not available in Australia. So for 1 month, it's $22, 3 months, $64, and 12 months, 155 Australian dollaroos. So to compare, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is $192 for 12 months, the standard price. That compares to PS Plus Deluxe, which is $155.
25% cheaper, give or take.
Yes. No day one releases. That's massive. Like, you cannot understate how massive that is.
I'd say so. And guaranteed first party
Now,
releases as well.
the big piece of news that came out this week that people discovered is essentially what they were saying is, depending on whatever because you can, in America, we don't have this in Australia, but in America, let's say, you have PS Plus and PS Now, right? PS Now is a separate subscription to PS Plus, but they've got this weird system, which is, this is what they're going to say is, if you have PS Plus and PS Now, you get the highest benefit, PS Plus, whatever it's called. It's not Deluxe over there, but it's like PS Plus Ultimate or whatever, right? They will give you the higher of it. So they'll give you the highest tier, and they'll look at whichever one is the longest dated and just take it from there. So everyone was like, oh shit, what you need to do is stack as many PS Pluses because it's cheaper.
Well, that's what we did with Gold.
Then
when
sign
Ultimate
up.
came.
No, but it's different, Mike, because Gold is like the same thing. It all like, merges onto the same thing, right?
Yeah, but they didn't. They used to have it so you could get Gold and then would transfer over to the period, if I recall correctly, for Ultimate. So I stacked a bunch at the start.
It was also maximum of, I think, 3 years.
It's 3 years for
Like
Xbox.
this, yeah.
But this
That's
is
right.
different.
But
This
it
is
was worth
different. This is
stacking.
different, Mike, because these are separate subscriptions,
Yeah,
right?
it's a bit weird and different.
So people have already had stacked to like, you know how I was saying the other week, it was like some people had stacked it to 2041, right?
Yeah.
All you need to do is just sign up to PS Now, and when this service switches over, you'll get the highest tier for like till 2041, right?
Nice.
So people went nuts and they were like, oh shit, I'm gonna like buy a whole bunch. That's what they were doing. They were buying it on Amazon, everything, right? Then they go to redeem it and stack it, and then PlayStation's like, sorry,
But
you can't do that.
How does that work from a legal perspective? Where
Well, the T's and C's.
you bought the
No, the T's and
card,
C's are silent on it, so it's gonna
you
be.
bought a product that you can't use anymore.
Well, but yeah, they will say you can redeem
That'll
it when it expires.
Yeah, look, I've not read the T's and C's of this, but that seems like a gross change in terms.
That's a huge change in terms. I'd be pretty pissed as a consumer.
No, but it doesn't.
I get why they did it, to be honest. I get why they did it.
As a business person, it makes
clear
perfect sense
loophole.
why they changed it, right?
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, why they changed it? But the question is, should they have been allowed to change it without breaking whatever terms they were? Again, I haven't read them, so
Look, I think the right thing that they should have done is said to people, you can't stack anymore, right? Then like make the change. But obviously, if they do that, people are going to go and try to stack as many as they can because
Yeah,
they
of course,
know.
before they change. Yeah.
Mass hysteria, dogs and cats
Yeah.
marrying or whatever.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure I went through the Xbox terms, and I don't think it explicitly says in the terms and conditions you can only stack for 3 years. It's in the FAQs and things like that. So they're also a bit weird on it. And the timing's weird as well.
What happens with... I mean, I've never tried doing more than 3 years. So does it just stop you?
Doesn't
does
work.
it only max out to there? Or just doesn't work beyond
Yeah.
that point? You can't redeem the last one.
Yeah, and you've got to be careful with the Xbox because if you get like a 1 month subscription and then try to stack 3, it won't work. It'll only allow you to stack 2 1 year.
Yeah.
So you got like
weird.
2 years and 1 month.
I think I'm
but
covered for a while with
That's still live. Like that's what I'm on, and you can still do that trick. So, that's fine. So what it means is once they transfer everyone in the world across this, I think they'll allow stacking again. But they've already said, here's the rates that we'll redeem it at. So it's like, it's people who missed out, it's like a lot of money difference. So,
But I want to know if... So currently, you can... With this essential version of it, you can usually get discounts from JB Hi-Fi. They sometimes run a sale, 25% off, whatever.
Yeah.
I do wonder if they're going to have that for the extra and the deluxe.
100%.
For the yearly thing.
100% they will.
Because that's all right. Then you can use vouchers and you can kind of get that 150 down to maybe 100, which isn't too bad per year when you think about what you get.
So outside of the discounting situation, what do we think about this? Do we think it's like specifically probably that deluxe package? Because we knew that we were getting...
I think it's cool.
Well, we knew that we were getting a cut down version of the top tier for international. I know that last time we talked about, hey, look, it depends on what games, so that's still to be determined. We know that some games that have been showing up on the back end that kind of this week and like PSP version of Ridge Race and all these other games.
It's got obvious ones, yeah.
Yeah, Siphon Filter games, but until there's a full list, it's not worth kind of, going piecemeal on that. But just overall, I know, Mike, you've already cut in and said your thoughts.
Sorry, yeah. No, but I'll justify it. It's not just being a dickhead. I think $154 for the full shebang bang, even if you're missing PS3 stuff, isn't that bad when you think about it from a value perspective. That's what, 12 odd bucks a month if you look at it that way. Every month you already get the 2 free PS4 games, although I'm wondering if there's going to be a bit of an overlap between the four. We've spoken about this before. Between the 400 and the ones that are free.
They're going to be shit games.
They're probably going to be shit games, who knows. But hey, you never know. You might get a decent free PS5 game a year, which is still pretty good. Surely in those 400 downloadable games, there's going to be a couple of gems that are worth playing that year for 154 odd bucks. And then, of course, you're talking about multiplayer inclusions to be able to play with friends and all that jazz. I think as a package, for the price of effectively 2 standard games for a whole year worth of gaming, it's not that bad. Again, pending what they have as a catalog, but $154 for that kind of catalog, it sounds all right to me. I don't think it's that bad. Plus, again, if you get discounts on top of that, I think it's a pretty good deal.
I think when I initially saw the price, I'm like, well, that's a lot of money. But then when I started to think about Xbox Game Pass, and I'm like, well, that's also a lot of money. It's obviously more. I think the difficulty for me, and I mentioned this last time, so I don't want to repeat myself too much, is the fact that if you're going to have both, then you really have to question it, I think. Because if you have multiple consoles, then that adds up to, it's getting like 300 and something bucks there. It's pretty crazy. But I am really interested in those PS1, PS2 games. And like PSP, I never had a PSP. So all those games would pretty much be new to me. It's not that bad when I break it down to a monthly cost to purchase per year.
I'd be pretty happy with that. It's Netflix prices, basically. And we're all quitting Netflix because they're going to stop the family thing. So there you go. You got an extra 12 odd bucks per month to use on this.
I have no Netflix family. I'm alone. I'm a Netflix loner.
Oh.
Well, they haven't actually done that yet. That's
not yet. But when they do, then I can switch over to this.
Just wait till Elon Musk buys Netflix and then we'll scrap that.
Puts all right wing, puts Ben Shapiro on the front page.
What do you think, Integard, price wise?
Yeah, look,
value
like
for money. Because you hate. So just to clarify,
wait, let me say my statement. Let me say. I can mute you on my end. Let me state what I believe, right? So firstly, for me, the discounts, getting it for cheaper is incorporated in my analysis of it, right? So I've got Game Pass Ultimate. It's like about $50 Australian a year. That's what I've got it for, right?
It's crazy cheap.
that's insanely cheap. Like in American money, that's like funny money, right? It's like
$35 or something.
Yeah, it's about 35 to 40 US dollars a year.
The reason why I didn't want to say it is because I wanted to, for the general people that aren't going to probably go through jump through those hoops to get those. That's why I wanted to kind of base it on that. But that's fine.
No, but like I guess it's important for me to say that because it's like I'm even getting it for like a third of the price that you actually have to pay for Game Pass, right? I think that's a material thing to say that I just realized it's not for me. Like I could play It Takes Two through Game Pass, but I find the PC Game Pass to be a pain in the ass. And I just went and bought It Takes Two. I'm going to try to convince one of you bastards to play it with me.
On PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation.
But I mean, it makes sense because you don't have an Xbox, so that makes
but I got
sense.
a PC, right?
Yeah, but it's a different. I think it's not that you're getting half of the package because it's not. It's worth more than that. But I find, for example, with Game Pass, I'm more likely to use my Xbox for those games.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And I don't know why. I actually don't know why. I can't rationalize it. I just tend to just play them more on the TV.
But ultimately,
so it's worth more money that way.
Ultimately, for me, it's just like I like to go, okay, this is the game I want to play, get it, rather than having a small selection that's selected for me. Even though it's like, to be fair, very comprehensive. Like if all you played was Game Pass games, you're covering a lot of genres, a lot of different types of games, good quality games, and then day one games, right? Starfield, that's amazing. Like I'll play Starfield on the PC for sure, right? With the PlayStation one, I think I got it for like $50, PlayStation Plus. Paying double that, like I'm guessing I think Mike's right. We'll be able to get it for around 110 Australian dollars. I wouldn't get that. Like I don't think it's worth it for me. Like I know it's illegal, but I think I'd just go and play like a PlayStation 1 game on emulator if I was really like dedicated to doing that, you know? And the games that I want to play, I'm guessing aren't going to be on there. And we still don't know, but stuff like Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2, like I'd love to go back and play those games.
You can't get them on 360.
I think there's a good chance those games eventually, once they clear up the issues around the licensing thing that they had to kind of deal with, I reckon those will show up.
Yeah. Maybe. And then with the PlayStation 4 tier, like the middle tier, to me, it's like, what's the point? I've already got so many PlayStation 4 and 5 games that...
Probably have the ones you really want to play anyway.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the thing,
So probably PlayStation... PSP is the most interesting to me, followed by the PS2. And I really wish the PS3 was there, because there are still PS3 games I'd want to play that I don't have copies of, and they're not easy to get in Australia. But... you know, maybe they're working on that to make the emulator work on the... Like, the PS5's powerful enough to have PS3 games run on it. Sure. It's just a lot of work, and whether Sony wants to do that, I'm not sure. But, look, I think it's going to be successful, but it's not like what Xbox is doing, where they're going full on, like, this is our business now. Like, so I don't see it succeeding in that way that Game Pass will. I think Game Pass is a way better deal. Like, getting day one games is insane. And, like, you know, it hasn't happened yet, but... there will be great games that come out on Game Pass in the next couple of years that will be day one free. That's just like...
They still were, if it depends what you're into. If you're into Gears of War, for example, that came out day one.
Forza Horizon, genre, very good.
Horizon, there's a few titles
but
like that.
Not that many at this stage. But I'm to be fair to Microsoft, you know, I do believe that, the games will start coming, given the studios they've bought, right? Like the next id game is going to be free on Game Pass. That's sick.
That's what I mean.
That's insane. That's just like a must-play game.
What I
right?
think is ultimately insane is that, for $55 or whatever you paid, not only do you get Forza Horizon 5 for $55, which is cheaper than actually buying it retail anywhere else, you then get the entire catalog on top of that. So I think that's where the amazing value comes from, that all it takes is one game at that price per year, and everything else is just a bonus. And that's just for 1 year. Like, that's a month worth of gaming. So I think it's, to me, it's actually amazingly good value. I could, if I didn't have specific games I wanted to play, the way you're doing it, Swinny, how you're playing through the Game Pass catalog, there's so many bloody good games that I could literally go through the entire year and only play Game Pass games.
There's also trash as well. So
of course, there's trash.
Forget the trash.
No, absolutely. But I'm saying there's still really cool, awesome titles. Like, for example, Fallout 4. I never really played it, never finished it properly. I could play that for months.
I know we said it before, but June 22nd is when this is out in Australia. Okay. So are you going to sign up, Swinny? Because you don't even have PS Plus right now.
No, so that's the thing is, it really depends on the catalog. That's ultimately my decision point. It will be the catalog. I'm really interested to see what PS2 games they put on there, and I'm not like I don't want your GTA's. It's like they're all games I've played so much. I'm interested in. Are they going to put some RPGs that I've never played on the PS2? You know, like because they never came out in Australia. You know, a lot of even in the PS2
sense.
era, like there's still a lot of stuff that never came out here. So
I have to say, it makes so much sense for you. Like, it makes an incredible amount of sense because, you know, Returnal's going to be on it, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Like, there's a whole bunch of games that are going to be on it that you haven't bought, and, you know, they'll be there as part of the subscription. So
there's a very good chance I'll probably end up jumping on it.
yeah, I'd rate the odds, the market around it. You'll be the first to jump on it.
I reckon because I'm
And
not
then
getting it.
Mike will get it the next day, saying
No,
that
I'm
he
not
won't
getting
get
it.
it.
No, legit. I don't. There's gonna have to be something really,
All
really.
right, we'll see.
No,
Mike,
but because I
Mike,
still
you bought
have.
Pokemon Arceus, all right?
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I learned my
believe you
lesson,
bought
all right?
that. Did you
That was
return
the
that, by
lesson.
the way?
Of course I did. That was the lesson I
Okay.
learned. So,
believe
but
you
you know,
bought that.
but here's the funny thing. I made money out of that game by returning it. So
I
whatever.
made money out of the game.
I did. Because the games I traded in, I got money more back for the games that I traded in
got
than what I
money more
bought this
back.
game for.
That's the episode title.
I don't know, not Catboy, but Cat Dog Podcast.
I really don't
Okay.
see why, because I still have you can remember this timestamp for whenever this comes out. I still haven't played God of War. I still haven't played Detroit Become Human. There's all
Okay,
these
I'm
games that
hearing
I
you.
have that are free. The Last Guardian, etc., which are probably the major games you want to play on PlayStation 4, etc. Anyway, and let's be honest, nostalgia aside, I don't really give a shit about PS1 and PS2 games anymore. There's nothing that maybe I'll boot up Gran Turismo 1 and 2 just for kicks, but I
Like
don't
Jim
really
Ryan.
care. Huh?
You said you should work for Sony HQ.
Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan.
Maybe, but I
Mike
just
Ryan.
don't. No,
Your
no.
son.
I think there's a market for it. Absolutely. It's just personally, there's way too much other stuff out there to play for me to go back and play those games
Yeah,
again.
why play Gran Turismo on PS1 when you can play Gran Turismo 7,
Number
right?
7. Well, probably because there's no microtransactions in number 1. So I'd probably.
heard that-
Plus, it's got more actual cars that I like.
So I'm not following it closely, but I've heard that they've made massive changes in GT7.
They have. I think they've
That people are
improved it, yeah.
basically like, they're pretty happy with how it is.
Yeah,
now.
but it's too late for me. I don't.
Too late. It's just like a month after it came out.
No,
man.
it doesn't
Okay.
matter. No, to me they burnt me. Like they can
Oh.
go get fucked.
Oh. Oh.
I don't. No, because their intentions clearly come from a bad place originally, and I'm not going to sit there and give them my money anymore for something
So
like that.
I
I'll
want
go
you to
play
say
Forza.
there's no chance you're going to get this.
No, I'm not going to say that because there is a chance. There is a chance that I can borrow it from someone for free or something like
No,
that.
no,
and then I
no.
don't
I'm talking about
give them any of my money.
PlayStation Plus Deluxe.
There is very minimal chance I'm going to get it when it
You
comes
said you're not
out.
getting it.
Wait, when it comes out, because that's when you asked me.
Yeah. Okay. So you're
Like,
not getting
I don't know
it.
what's going to happen 2 years from now, a
Okay.
year
So
from now.
you're just
I
saying you're
might
not getting
get
it when it comes out. Okay. Good.
Mike will
Absolutely
buy
not,
about
no.
20 games, trade in 5, get 3 back, trade those in, and then he'll somehow get some PlayStation cards, and then he'll get it for like $10.
No, yeah,
Or that.
yeah. It's $155 per year, and then JB or EB will do a sale. It's
pay
like
me
130, 135, and he goes, "Well, it's basically free, so I had to get it."
No. I'll find a way for them to basically pay me to go get it.
I could stack it, reverse stack it, call up
I'll
customer
reverse stack it
service.
somehow. Like when I bought my PlayStation 4 for like $30.
All right, let's get on to the famous segment.